All right, so on the next segment of I don't know questions, this is about PCV. I had one member, he asked me, and I've tried different routes with this. I've had atmospheric, where it's just, this is open, and the bottom, this was just open, and it was just atmospheric. Then I've had another situation to where I had this line. I didn't have a check valve, but I had this line running to, if you see in my early videos, I used to have that Dodge Ram intake, and I had a hose. So what the concept behind that was when I was in full boost or whatever, this is sucking in air, that it would suck air and pull from here, and basically it would pull crankcase pressure from this line, which is down there on my breather separator. Now if you do that with the breather separator, guys, you want to go and remove that that check valve that's in there, and put a straight barb. So after you do that, that's the other signal. So now the last signal I got, how's it going? Yeah, just doing a little video. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Kind of got sidetracked with that guy coming over. I mean, he's a cool guy. I just wanted to, I guess he's out on disability, and he basically was bored. So I was like, had to pretend I was leaving in order to get this video done and also get my happy ass back to work. So now let me just get this opened up again, and we are not off yet, but now we're off. All right, so back to PCV setup. So I explained I had that hooked up pre-turbo. So basically, under full boost, it would pull out crankcase pressure under boost. All right, yeah, cool. But I kind of think I don't think it was working that well. So I had removed it, and then I was just running, open. And then kind of lately, I've been getting a little bit of, smoke in between shifts and stuff. And, when I open up my valve cover, or even, that valve cover is open, I don't get no smoke. So I'm not worried about blow by or anything. But now, oh Lord, got another Jones coming. But anyways, hopefully it won't come and bother me. But now, so what I ended up doing is I take vacuum line, and I run it, and then I have a check valve, run it to here, and of course that's still going to my crankcase. So what happens is, on vacuum, you see the arrow, it sucks. So on vacuum, it's pulling pressure from this can, which in turn is pulling pressure from the crankcase. And it helped with the thing. I can get vacuum out of here, so it works good under vacuum. Under boost, this thing is gonna lock off, so the pressure is gonna become, it'll lock off. And then now, by design, or not even design, by just fluid dynamics, the pressure inside the crankcase is gonna be greater than atmospheric pressure here, so it's gonna kind of shoot out. Now that's the same concept with the stock PCV system. If you look at the diagram and such, this hooks up to the air box, and so the air box over here, I don't know, it hooks up somewhere to the fucking thing, to the the damn line, intake hose that comes that way. So what happens is, under pressure, not under pressure, at idle, when there's a vacuum in here, that PCV valve is sucking. There's 4 runners, and they all have like little nipples on the bottom. So when the intake manifold's under vacuum scenario, it's pulling pressure from the crankcase. Now when the what's that thing called? Now when you say you're driving and you're wide open throttle, that checkout valve closes. And then this, since this is hooked up to the intake valve, it's actually pulling pressure from up top. So this got close to the same mimic of stock. The only thing is, this signal, or this vent isn't hooked up to pull on top. Now you could do that and pull this and, you know, put something in, like, you know, let's say if I had that Dodge Ram intake, I could hook that up into there. But my problem with I don't like that is because that's going to be hot air coming out. That's going to mess with your MATs, and then also oil is going to fuck everything up. And, you know, it's just, you know how it is. But basically that's my PCV system. I know you know, this might create a crazy debate because everyone has, you know, oh, that's not the right way, this is the right way. You know, somebody, oh, just leave it vent to air. Yeah, I mean, just do, yeah, as long as, you know, it works for you. You know, who cares what, you know, Joe Schmo 7684, you know, on the board says. You know, I mean, everyone's guy. And now there's some guys out there that know what they're talking about, because then you have your other PCV systems that work all the time off of, which I like, is the Venturi effect that they use with the exhaust at a slant, and so it's always pulling a vacuum. And there's a YouTube video where this guy has one, and he has it's a V8, I think it was a Chevelle or something, but he has it, and then on the valve covers, you know, they have like what do you call it, on the breathers, and I guess it has a check valve, but it just shows that even at idle, you know, it's sucking in and it's pulling out. But that means also that when he's full throttle, regardless of his naturally aspirated or boost, it's gonna still be pulling. So, you know, kind of where he needs it the most, you know, having a crankcase, negative crankcase pressure to free up horsepower. And then others, if you guys want to read it up, do a read. It's you know, it's kind of, it's actually interesting. It's just one of those things where, you know, guys are geeks and whatever. But yeah, I was doing a quick read, and just to, you know, sum it up real quick, they showed like -10 to -15 inches of mercury, or you can just say inches of mercury. You know, negative. It's like people say -6 AN. But anyhow, when you're about 20 inches of mercury, that's like the max. And then if you're going like, you know, 10 to 15, that's where a lot of people seen, you know, horsepower gains. So regardless of what, that's my PVC system with a little explanation. You guys can flame and do whatever, but you know what, at the end of the day, it's your car, you do you. And you know what I mean, it's not to say that my car doesn't run. I'm not saying it's the fastest, but at least, you know what I mean, she runs nice. But all right, like